What up, everybody? Back with another trade recap video today. Today I lost $350 shorting NQ, and why my bias was short today was because we swept out these beginning of Asian session highs right when market opened. We manipulated up, took out those highs, filled this 1 hour fair value gap. On top of that, we've been in 4-hour equilibrium to the downside. Wasn't really paying attention too much on the 4-hour fair value up because it was so big. However, we ended up filling the whole thing. Obviously, that was the initial move. Wasn't really thinking that in the back of my head. More concerned about this hourly fair value gap and then pushing lower because we were super overextended on the hourly. Then filling either 1 hour equilibrium, that would have been my first take profit, and then hopefully sweeping out these 15-minute lows, if not London session lows. Overall, we didn't do any of that. We bull runned and finished filling that 4-hour fair value gap and more of the hourly fair value gaps. So scaling down into the lower time frame, I'll show you my entry. We had 10 o'clock news today, JOLTS, jobs, red folder. Not super crazy, as you could tell, nothing really happened. Kind of delete that, don't really need it. But yeah, market opened at 9:30. Sometimes I'll trade right before the macro opens. However, we didn't really get anything and we just continued higher. Didn't really want to look for longs today, so obviously I was just kind of sitting on my hands, being patient, waiting for my setup. Finally, after 10 o'clock news happened, finished filling that hourly fair value gap, and we inversed not one, but two fair value gaps to the downside. On top of that, broke 1 minute structure to the downside, and yeah, we continued lower. Obviously, I did not want to enter right off of that first candle. I wanted to see a little bit more. Either that 1 minute fair value up getting tapped into. If I entered down here, didn't want the risk being extremely high. So I wanted to wait a little bit longer. And more so filling in that 1 minute fair value gap. And on top of that, waiting for that 5-minute break of structure on the 5-minute, which was also another big thing I was waiting for. Ended up having that 5-minute break of structure. After that 10:05 to 10:10 candle closed, we got it. I was obviously hoping that we'd get a little retrace into that 1 minute fair value gap, which we got. And that was my overall entry. Entered a little bit prematurely into that fair value gap because I didn't want my entry being down here after having selling power out of it. So I ended up entering prematurely, which ended up hurting me in the long run. Definitely a little bit more riskier. However, yeah, not really much to say about that because we didn't hit any take profits. But yeah, things that could have done better. Overall, not entering prematurely in a fair value gap, number one. Number two, overall, we were moving up a lot during the macro and during market open. That's not necessarily the worst thing, just more manipulation, but we moved up heavily from market open. So obviously, chances of us coming all the way down and sweeping out all these take profits definitely lower those chances, which is why I made my final take profit so much higher up compared to taking out all of this. Outside of those, on the lower time frames, one big thing that really screwed me was not waiting for Asian session highs to be swept out. So we had Asian session highs right here. We did not end up sweeping them out until after I entered, which, if I was paying more attention to ES, which I was just FOMO got to me today. Fear of missing out. Entered a little too early, but if we were to wait to have ES sweep out those highs, we would have never entered around here. Therefore, I would have noticed that we were just continuing the uptrend, and this move down was just a 15 or 30 minute retrace. And yeah, and also on top of that, I would have realized we inversed the bearish fair value gap, which would have made me not enter. So yeah, overall, obviously rushed it a little bit today, but I'm not super mad about the loss today. Out of all my losses, I'm more happy about this one, as long as you got good risk management. These days shouldn't affect you too heavy. Other than that, that's it. Peace.